Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and yeah, let's see, another Bath & Body Works haul video. Plus I just wanted to follow up on the 2 candles that I had purchased and burned from the last haul, and I'll put that at the end of the video. Yeah, let's see. So the fall preview floor set, I think the candles are officially out. But the body care isn't, but it's out at random select stores. I really don't understand the rhyme or reason, because there was one city I went to and they didn't have any of the body care out, and then I went to another city and they had the entire body care table already set, so your mileage will vary. So basically what I have to talk about here today is not a whole lot, but just a candle from the fall preview, as well as the new body care of the pumpkin swirl cake and the banana bundt cake. Did I really need these? No, I have like a huge stash of shower shells already, but as you guys know, there's a very limited amount of things you can redeem your rewards on now, and I had basically 3 rewards from shopping SAS so much that I was like, let me just redeem it on that and call it a day and talk about it here on the channel, and we'll go from there. Yeah, let's see. So the first thing we have is pumpkin pecan or pecan, however you want to pronounce that, waffles. I wanted to put in both pronunciations because I know sometimes people do like to come for me for my pronunciation of what is it, lychee versus lychee, hours versus hours, and then what's the other one, poinsettia, poinsettia, or poinsettia. So it's kind of like, let me just satisfy all the pronunciations by saying pecan and pecan. Yes. So pumpkin, pecan, waffles, right there. I'm like stupidly excited to have this candle. Oh my god. This is one of those candles that I kind of only buy in the season, and then when I burn it, that's the end of it, because it's like one of those bestsellers that you know are going to come back all the darn time. So like I really don't need to stock up on this at all. So I kind of like buy one for the season and I burn it and I freaking love it, and then I just kind of look forward to the next year, and it's awesome. Which I'm like, okay, maybe this is how like you're supposed to naturally operate with candles if you weren't like so obsessed about it, where you would buy something in the season and then you look forward to the next year. But the caveat, especially with the way Bath & Body Works you know, treats their product coming out from year to year, is that you don't know if it's going to come back. So you can't do that with candles across the board, especially a lot of new fragrances. You can only operate in that fashion with the tried and true favorites that come back out all the time. But in any case, yes. So we've smelled pumpkin pecan waffles so much. Maple syrup, golden waffles, and pumpkin spice. Oh my god, I just love this. This just like takes me back to my early days of BBW collecting back, was it 2013 when it originally came out? And I actually still have that version in my collection, but I refuse to burn it. So then like that just leaves me with having to buy a new one every year. You guys know it's always super strong. It kind of smells like Captain Crunch cereal. It has that like sort of golden waffle batter with like a maple syrup and like a nutty note to it. There really is no true like spiciness in the way of an actual pumpkin spice. Not that I really get. And you guys know all the brands dupe it. They even used to do like praline pecan cobbler as like a spring appropriate version, but they don't do that anymore. Candied pecans, it's been out as once before as well. So they don't really repackage it anymore past just the regular fall pumpkin pecan waffles, but you usually do get multiple packagings in it. And the first store that I was happening to do my purchase at only had it in the white barn jar versus the label art jar. So I just bought it here. I just love it. It's a tried and true. It's just like so bakery gourmand and awesome, and it just like usually suffocates you with fragrance, and I love that. So whoops. So yeah, excited, so excited to burn this. Like literally after this video is done, I will be burning it. The next thing I have is I had 3 rewards, so I wanted to redeem one of them for the Gingham Glow shower gel. And that's what that looks like. It is the faceted one, and it has like a fun, they even have like the gold plastic color on the top, which is a nice touch. This is $16.95, and the notes on this are what, golden nectar, marigold petals, and sun-soaked sandalwood. I've talked about this candle or this fragrance so much at this point that I don't really need to go into it. I haven't used the shower gel because I just literally got it from the store today. But it smells amazing and divine. Once again, it's like a sweeter in the sun type of that like solar floral fragrance, and I freaking love it. It has that sort of like vacation sunscreen type of solar floral quality to it that I really enjoy, that you used to, like I know Tom Ford and a lot of like more luxury brands used to have that type of like vacation fragrance, like that like sunscreen vacation, that type of fragrance, and it just took a while for it to trickle down to Bath & Body Works, and then we saw it in the sun, but then in the sun went 75% off right after it released, meaning it wasn't popular back then, but maybe now it is more on trend, so they're reintroducing that type of fragrance again. I think there was even like an Everyday Luxuries one that was very much in this like type of fragrance family, so maybe it's just getting more popular now, especially because I guess people look to the like luxury fragrances now as something to aspire to, so Bath & Body Works is catering that to the mainstream consumer. So yes, freaking love Gingham Glow. I do have to say there's one caveat with this fragrance, and I do use the pocket back like all the time, and while as much as I adore the fragrance, there is like a heavy perfuminess that can kind of get like suffocating or headache inducing, in the sense that it is like actually quite strong, that it's like not fresh, clean, or light. It is actually rather like heavy for the fragrance, in the sense that it has like a perfumey quality to it, where like if you use the pocket back like repeated times throughout the day, you do start getting like, ooh, this is like kind of too strong. I'm getting a headache from it in like a strong perfume kind of way. So just keep that in mind. So there was that. Also, I had a coupon show up in the app for a free bar soap. And I was like, okay, well, why don't I use it on my beloved Gingham Glow since it's new? So we have that there. I don't think, have I ever used a Bath & Body Works bar soap? I can't really remember or recall, so I can't speak to the performance or how this operates in the shower, but it is what it is. It's free, so we got it, and presumably smells the same as all the other formats. So that was that right there. Okay, moving on. So then the first two stores did not have the body care out, but then there was a third store that did have it. So I went and drove over there, and I was like, let me smell these new fall like gourmand body care fragrances, because you know they're just all the rage these days. So we have the blueberry Bundt cake right here, and that's what that looks like. Redeemed a reward on it. This is Harvest Blueberries Honey Drizzle and Fluffy Cake. And I used this spray in the store, and then when I was smelling it on my way home the entire time, I think this is just blueberry sugar pancakes, and I'm like, did I just get duped into buying blueberry sugar pancakes? It's this really, really sweet candied blueberry with like a sort of like vanilla creamy undertone to it. That's pretty much what it is. And like, I guess the vanilla could be either pancakes or some bakery or Bundt cake, and so that just serves its purpose of being an interchangeable, you know, note as a gourmand fragrance. This, yeah, really smells just like blueberry sugar pancakes. Wow. So if you enjoy that, then check this out again. And if it's not exactly the same, it's the next best thing to it. I've had the shower gel before blueberry sugar pancakes, but I can't find it in my collection anymore, so I'm assuming I've already finished it and used it up. And wasn't there something else people were saying blueberry sugar pancake smells like? Oh God, it's escaping me. I thought there was like a candle that also matched blueberry sugar pancakes, but it's not blueberry maple pancakes. I don't know, it's escaping me right now. But in any case, yeah, that's what this is. So blueberry Bundt cake right there. And then there's strawberry pound cake, and then lastly pumpkin swirl cake, and so that's what that one looks like right here. The notes on this are pumpkin spice, caramel toffee, and creamy vanilla, and that's what that looks like right there. And oh boy, this is so incredibly underwhelming. Wow, yeah. I used the fragrance mist in the store, and like it was truly so light. It was like scented water. I like sprayed it and I just really couldn't smell anything. You get like so much heaps of the alcohol because the fragrance is so light, and so like when you smell it on your skin initially, all you get is the alcohol, which is like not the case with the blueberry Bundt cake one or other sprays that you use. And it just like took a while for it to dry down, and when it finally did dry down, it was just so incredibly light. It was just like the lightest like watery caramel toffee fragrance, and you really don't get anything by the weight of pumpkin spice and like a traditional spicy pumpkin, like any kind of like clove or ginger or nutmeg. Nothing at all. This is just very bland, creamy. Even smelling it now, it's just like a super weak and watery like caramel toffee fragrance. It's kind of similar to pumpkin cupcake, but not exactly. I think pumpkin cupcake just had a little bit more going on, where there was a little bit more spiciness, and the sort of like cake note was a little bit more amped up, and there was also something strange to like baby wipes about that pumpkin cupcake body care that was kind of weird. But I've had that before and used it. I don't think I have it in my collection anymore. But it's similar to pumpkin cupcake, but not exactly. And it's also kind of similar to, they had like it was like a caramel pumpkin something or another that came out with that pumpkin apple cider fragrance that one year. And it was like a repackage of like that sweet tropical vanilla fragrance, which was just this really heavy like vanilla caramel fragrance. It's kind of like in between pumpkin cupcake and whatever that caramel pumpkin whatever body care was. That was another pumpkin gourmand that we had. It's like somewhere in between that. Super, super underwhelming. Yeah. But yeah, it is similar to pumpkin cupcake, but I feel like it just goes harder on that caramel toffee note. But yeah, it's neither here nor there. It's super underwhelming, and the fragrance mist was just so incredibly light that it's just like, I don't know, I would not be satisfied spending money on that. So pumpkin swirl cake right there. I was just hoping for something a little bit more like in your face fall with like the cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg that you get from a pumpkin, or even like, you know, sweet cinnamon pumpkin or whatever. But it's not, it doesn't really evoke too much fall outside of just like this sweetsy cutesy caramel toffee fragrance. So yeah. Honestly, I was like, I don't even know if I want to redeem my rewards on this, but I don't really expect any other body care that I want. And it was like, I made a special trip to this store. Let me just get it and be done with it. So there was that. And that was the haul, I believe. Yeah, nothing too exciting out right now. Oh, I want to talk about the other candles that I did not pick up. So the Colorado White Barn is all repackaged, so we don't need to talk about that. Pumpkin Vanilla Creme and Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin in this collection are online exclusive, so you will not find that in store, but if you do want it online, then check that out. And then that leaves us with the neutrals line. Salted Amber and Vetiver is back. I'm like surprised. I actually kind of enjoy that fragrance. Not that I would have to buy it again, but it was like kind of refreshing to actually see it come back a second year. We also had a Coffee and Whiskey and Leather and Brandy come out again. Been there, done that, don't need it. Then we had that like Gala Apple and Cranberry thing, and as suspected, it's very similar to the Perfect Autumn, but not exactly it. But it's kind of like that slot of the Perfect Autumn, that type of fragrance. Like now that exists, the Cranberry and apple thing. It's not iced cran apple. Iced cran apple is so much more like watery and juicy, and just like a sweet like fruit that's more bright. Versus this new one does have a little bit of spice in it that gives it that sort of like just generic like autumn potpourri craft store type of fragrance that you get, that is very similar to the Perfect Autumn. I would say it's just not quite as tart and sour. The Perfect Autumn is actually quite intense, and there's like a tart sour quality to it that's actually quite crazy. And this one was like more of like a more well-rounded, more smoother, like just not as harsh version of the Perfect Autumn was what this Cranberry and Apple one was. Very just safe, approachable, boring fragrance we've smelled a million times before. It's just like another like well executed version of a generic fall potpourri type of fragrance. So totally didn't need that. Sugared lemon and spice, didn't care for that either. It did seem like a new fragrance. It was just that super zesty lemon that we're familiar with from their usual, all their lemon candles that we get, mixed with like a slight spice note that makes it almost a little bit gourmand, but not quite, and also a little bit more aromatic and not quite just like straight up kitchen lemon cleaner fragrance, you know. But so there was like a nice like I guess contrast between those sort of warmer, spicier notes mixed with the super zesty lemon. So it's not exactly like a lemon gourmand fragrance, but because there is a spice in there, it gives it a little bit like a warmth that's reminiscent of like a gourmand bakery fragrance. But it's not like a lemon crumble pie or anything like that whatsoever, because it doesn't really, it lacks like that like sort of custardy lemon fragrance that you might expect more from a lemon gourmand fragrance. But totally didn't need that because I just really don't even enjoy lemon to begin with. And I think that is it. Yeah, and freshly brewed coffee, caramel pumpkin swirl, you know, just the usual, champagne apple and honey, super underwhelming. So there was that. And then that brings us to, I guess, post-burn reviews of the two candles that I hauled in the last one. It's just, some candles are just so boring. I can't even muster the strength or energy or time and resources to burn it, wait for it to go 3 hours, set up the camera, do the voiceover, get all the angles and the lighting, edit, upload. You know, it's just like, oh my God, these are so boring. I'm so not inspired to do like, you know, post-burn reviews. So with that said, I'm sure you're really excited to hear about this candle now. Mixed Berry Crumble right there. Yeah, I've burned this one 4 times at this point. It has a thick rope like wicks on it. This one's the freshly picked berries, buttery crumble topping, and cinnamon sugar. It's just another variation of Happy Hanukkah on Wild Berry Jam Donut, and it's very much that way when you go to burn it. At least you can smell it. It's like medium plus. It like fills the open concept area like adequately. It's like not the strongest thing ever, but I can still smell it and it's present. It has a thick rope like wicks. It sits like crazy if you don't keep on top of the trimming, so just make sure you're always trimming it. You know, the usual kit and caboodle, but you get like this sort of powdered sugar, kind of yeasty, almost fried donut note mixed with that same berry jam filling that you get that's reminiscent of the berry jam in Happy Hanukkah and wild berry jam donut, and not as much but slightly vaguely reminiscent of raspberry thumbprint. If you like any of those, this is just another variation of it. And after having used that wild berry French toast pocket bag for many times since that last haul video, I'm starting to think that maybe that pocket bag is actually literally the same fragrance as this, because when you use that pocket bag, it literally smells like wild berry jam donut Happy Hanukkah, and it smells just like everything this candle offers. They might be the same thing. They've done in the past where they'll, for whatever reason, release a hand soap and pocket bag in a different name from a matching candle that's in a different name. Maybe that's just like their way of actively testing the fragrance names out on the market. But in any case, if you like this, I think you'll also enjoy the Wild Berry French Toast hand soap and pocket bag, because they pretty much smell just like this and smell like the Happy Hanukkah thing. Totally boring. It's just like I've smelled this a million times before. Long story short, it's like a jelly donut fragrance. And if you smell something other than Happy Hanukkah or Wild Berry Jam Donut, I'm totally happy for you. Knock yourself out. I'm so glad you found a candle that you love. And yeah, so there was that right there. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Like blueberry pie, I think would have been better, but I guess like blueberry pie, I probably wouldn't have bought again anyways. I don't know. Berry pumpkin strudel. Oh, freaking amazing. That would be great, you know, but it is what it is. I don't run the company. Okay. And then Gingham Glow, I actually did really enjoy this one though. I think I burned this one maybe twice. Unfortunately, because this came out of the back when I bought it, I was at the mercy of whatever candle the sales associate picked. So the wicks on it are a little bit like leaning or drifting to the one edge, so I get like a clump that doesn't quite like pull out or burn properly. But super strong, totally adequate throw, like fills this entire open concept area, no problem. I would say like at least a good 8 to almost maybe even an 8.5. It's like a strong perfumey fragrance that you do kind of get a little bit of like a headache if it goes for too long. But with that said, I still really enjoy the fragrance. It has the core wicks on it. This one does tend to soot quite a bit too. And because the positioning of the wicks are kind of wonky on it, it sucks because it will like start sooting before I can get a full pool on it. So a little weird, but yours probably won't do that if you have perfectly centered wicks. But yeah, really nice, beautiful solar floral sunscreen in the sun, marigold, cane sugar, golden sunflower type of fragrance. Don't need to really go into it anymore, but the candle performs well and it threw well for me, so I was happy with that. At this point, I don't think I need to get a second one, but like I wouldn't say no to it. Whereas like mixed berry crumble, absolutely not. I still have Happy Hanukkah and Wild Berry Jam Donut and Raspberry Thumbprint in my collection, so I don't need another variation of that for sure. So yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Anything else to talk about? I think last year we had like fall like 2 or like whatever the next fall floor sets preview I think was in test stores by like July 3rd or 4th or whatever. So I'll be interested to see if those will trickle in next week at the test stores to see what other fall stuff we'll get. And of course Halloween is still on the horizon as well. I think crazy price points on all of those as expected, but it is what it is. So yeah, honestly the thing that I'm most excited for in this entire haul is pumpkin pecan waffles. Yeah, I'm just totally jazzed to burn this again. It's just like, this is the mark of fall, and for me, because like living in a hot climate or area, like fall is always equated with like 90 some degree weather, that it's just like, I don't know, pumpkin pecan waffles and hot weather just go together for me, and it'll kind of always be that way until I experience a fall that's actually cool. So yeah, and yeah, so let me know your thoughts on all the candles down below, and all the stuff that came on in the floor set. If you smell the body care, let me know, all the usual stuff, and I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.